My name is Sydney Thurston, auditioning for The Worst Cooks in America. Today we will be making delicious, hopefully delicious French onion soup from my one and only cookbook, the Harry Potter cookbook. Kind of scary if you would. So we have it bookmarked off here. We're going to have our ingredients out. So we need 4 medium onions. We need half a stick of butter, a baguette, some Parmesan cheese. So we'll get some things out of the refrigerator here. Not quite as lovely as the pantry on most Food Network shows, but still just as good. We have everything we need. We also need some salt and pepper. We have our baguette here as mentioned before. Then we'll get our salt and our pepper. Then we need some sugar, some flour, and some chicken stock. We actually have some beef, some chicken. We're gonna use what we have. We're gonna kind of go with the flow here. So we've got this, and then we are gonna use our flour and our sugar. So we are having a cascade of things toppling over here. That's all right. So let's get started. Bobby flay knife. Cutting the onions, we are going to peel and then cut them in half from pole to pole. Oh, I don't really know what the best way to go about this is, but we're going to peel the ugly parts off. I think you like pull down to like the more solid part, I guess. So, don't drop them in the garbage. Don't drop them at all. It might be easier if we just like I got it. And then we did like the outside, because then we can get this yucky thin layer off and get to that tasty, oh god, they stink. And chop them as thinly as possible. Oh gosh, that really reeks in here. Just be glad you're watching and not smelling. It's not too pleasant. Oh, is this a bad part or not? It doesn't really matter. We have 4 onions. Slice as thinly as possible. So that's garbage. I don't eat that part. And let's see here. So crying through our onions here with nice red eyes, we're slicing as thinly as possible. Taking a break from our eye-watering onion charade here, we are going to get our pot ready. Half of a stick, which would be 4 tablespoons. This one's, oh, it is marked. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Continue chopping. Step 2. This is going to be removing one end of the baguette and slicing into 6 1-inch slices. Is that like an inch? So now we are going to take our basting thing that's rubbery to dip a pastry brush into the hot butter that is in the pot and brush one side of each slice. Kind of pour that on there. It seems like it'd be easier. So with those in our lovely oven preheated to 350 degrees, we are going to return to the pot and return to heat. One of the key things there. Alright, so now we're going to season our onions. Here we're going to do salt and pepper and then add the sugar. 1/4 of a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Is that really worth measuring out here? I don't even have one. If a half of a tablespoon. 1 teaspoon, 1 full teaspoon. Something I can actually measure. Oh, here's our 1/4 of a teaspoon. Right on there. Okay, so we need 1 teaspoon of salt. Right, teaspoon? Okay. So teaspoon. So we'll get our sugar out and sprinkle that in. Then our 1 tablespoon of flour in. And then we'll put in our 6. We already have 1 in here, so we just have to unwrap all the rest of these. Well, unwrapping our little bouillon cubes here, I did manage to forget about our baguettes. But they look like they're doing fine, just a little bit extra brown on the outside perimeter. So now we are going to blend in our bouillon cubes. Pour this in here. Let's simmer over 30 minutes. So we'll see you in a half hour. So through the magic of television and video, we are going to ladle into soup bowls, top with our floating crouton, and add some Parmesan cheese in. Let's get some delicious French onion soup that, if ordered in a restaurant, I'd like to send back. There are some pieces of the outside of the onion, so something tells me that it wasn't really peeled exactly how it should have been, but it said float the crouton on top and add some Parmesan cheese. The inconsistencies, and then, oh my gosh, it was so hot. It came off of boiling stove. Didn't think about that, but if I wasn't being burnt, I'm sure it's better to be burnt than tasting this. So, thank you. See you soon.